When I first decided to become a stay-at-home husband, everyone around me laughed. My friends told me I was weak, that I had no ambition. Even my wife's relatives whispered behind my back, saying she had married a man with no future. I ignored their words, telling myself that love was about partnership, not about what society expected. I wanted my wife to chase her dreams, and if that meant I had to step back, I was ready. But over time, the jokes and the insults grew louder. At family gatherings, they would tease me, asking how it felt to be the maid of the house. They smirked when I carried groceries or washed dishes. I stayed silent, keeping my pride hidden. My wife often told me not to mind them, but I could see the pity in her eyes, even if she didn't say it. It hurt, but I endured. What none of them knew was that I wasn't just cooking and cleaning. In the quiet hours, while my wife was at work, I was building something. I spent years working on a project in secret, something that combined my skills with technology and design. I never told anyone because I wanted it to be perfect before the world saw it. The house chores became my cover, and everyone assumed that's all I was worth. The breaking point came at a wedding. My wife's cousin was getting married, and the entire family was there. The groom's friends, drunk with arrogance, made fun of me openly. One of them said, "Look at him, the stay-at-home husband. Must be nice to live off his wife like a parasite." Everyone laughed, and I felt the heat rise in my chest. My wife tried to defend me, but the laughter drowned her out. I kept my calm, sipping my drink quietly. But then, the bride, my wife's cousin, stood up. She looked around the room and asked everyone to stop laughing. The hall went silent, and she pointed at me. "You all mock him," she said, her voice steady, "but do you even know what he did for me?" Her words made the entire crowd turn toward her in confusion. The bride explained how, a year ago, she was on the verge of losing her scholarship. She had failed a critical project and was ready to give up. Desperate, she came to me for help. She reminded everyone that I had stayed up with her night after night, guiding her through the technical parts of her thesis. I had rebuilt her entire project from scratch, coding and designing until her work was flawless. Tears welled in her eyes as she said, "Because of him, I graduated. Because of him, I got the job that gave me the confidence to stand here today. You all think he's just sitting at home doing nothing, but he gave me my future." The room fell into a stunned silence. Every mocking face lowered their eyes. My wife's hand squeezed mine under the table, pride shining in her gaze. I looked around and saw their embarrassment. The same people who mocked me were now ashamed. The bride continued, saying that my quiet sacrifice was something no one else could have done. She thanked me publicly, telling everyone that while others wasted time gossiping, I was the one building people up in silence. In that moment, something inside me shifted. I no longer felt like the weak man they tried to paint me as. I realized my strength wasn't in boasting or proving myself to the world, but in the choices I made to support the people I loved. The laughter that used to sting me no longer mattered. After the wedding, people began to treat me differently. Some of the same relatives who once mocked me now came asking for advice. They wanted my help with their projects, their studies, even their businesses. I didn't refuse, but I never forgot how they had looked at me before. Respect that comes late has a different weight. My wife hugged me that night, whispering, "Now they finally know what I've always known." Her words melted away years of doubt. She had always seen me for who I truly was, even when the world didn't. A few months later, my own project, the one I had been working on in secret, was finally ready. I launched it, and to everyone's shock, it became a success overnight. The same people who once called me useless now praised me, saying they always knew I was talented. I didn't care about their words anymore. Because by then, I had learned a truth. Real strength isn't about showing off to the world. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when no one claps for you. And when the right time comes, the truth always speaks louder than the lies. That night at the wedding, when the bride exposed what I had done, it wasn't just my name she defended, it was the dignity of every sacrifice made in silence. I walked away with my head high, finally free of their laughter, because respect earned through truth lasts longer than any mockery.